Whenever you're ready, sir.
I think it's important that we look in context at the document that's appeared in the Sunday Times today. Operation Yellowhammer is the name that the government has given to planning for absolutely the worst case in the event of a no-deal Brexit. And it's also important to recognise that this is an old document, that since it was published and circulated, the government have taken significant additional steps to ensure that we are prepared to leave on October the 31st, deal or no deal. It is the case, as everyone knows, that if we do have a no-deal exit, there will inevitably be some disruption, some bumps in the road. That's why we want a deal. But it is also the case that the UK government is far more prepared now than it was in the past. And it's also important for people to recognise that what's been described in these documents in Operation Yellowhammer is emphatically a worst-case scenario. We have to work on the basis that we may leave without a deal, because we know that we have to leave on October the 31st, come what may. But the Prime Minister is working hard to secure a deal. He's the person who's reaching out with a hand of friendship to our European partners. We need to see what those European partners say in response.
What today certainly does is set out the stark reality of the consequences of a no-deal Brexit. Doesn't have a democratic mandate and is clearly such an extraordinarily calamitous outcome for this country. And seeing that set out in the detail today really does represent a hard-headed assessment of the risk that we face, not project fear, but actually project reality. Well, I think the general public will quite rightly ask the question how it was that a government in peacetime in 2019 ever pursued a policy that was as reckless as this one and is going to cause the extent of damage that it is as well. And people looking today will see that it isn't the case that this is something where there would be wholly unintended consequences. This is something where there are some very clear projections, some very clear assessments of what is going to happen.